ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ। ॐ समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। सर्ववेदान्तसिद्धान्त गोचरं तमगोचरं गोविन्दं परमानन्दं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। So we completed the qualifications required for a student who is wishing, who wants to learn this knowledge, and that was Vivek, Vairagya, Shat Sampatti, and Mumukshutvam. So, and then Bhagwan went on to say, because the definitions that Bhagwan Shankaracharya has given us for all these are of the highest order, one might think that I don't have that qualification, and am I really fit to then do these studies? So to clarify that, Bhagwan moves on in verse 28. Bhagwan is now going to tell us that it is okay if our qualifications are not of the highest order. Maybe they are at the first level or the second level or highest level, of course, but even if we are at the first or the second level, like a little bit manda and madhyam, it is called manda very little, madhyam medium, it is the grace of the guru that can enhance those qualifications. So that's why we must not use that as an excuse. I don't have these, so I can't study. We continue, we start our studies, and as we study and as we come to know more and more, we will automatically develop the qualities, the grace, because of the grace, because of our longing for mumukshutvam, our burning desire that I do want to attain. As I come to know more and more, what happens is, as I have more knowledge, and if I follow that, then there is more and more peace of mind. And then I come to know that, oh, this is what gives me peace of mind. Then I will try and enhance my qualifications. Because the more discrimination I have, the more dispassion I will have, more there'll be control over the senses, more there'll be control over the mind, and more there'll be faith. Because you see, I've already done little bit and I got a little bit of a result in the peace of mind. So that way then all these qualifications will sharpen themselves. And this is what he says in 28, that is where we were. Mandamadhyamarupaani vairagena shamadina prasadena guru seyam pravriddha suyate phalam. Half-hearted and mediocre aspirations in a seeker may also come to bear fruit, being increased by the grace of the Guru and by means of renunciation, calmness, etc. So this grace we have talked about, how do I get the grace of the Guru? By serving, by self-effort. So when the Guru uh, comes to know, or when we, put in self-effort to develop these qualifications, which I judge myself and I say, oh, I'm only at the Manda level or the Madhyama level, and then I'm trying to go from Manda to Madhyama or Madhyama to the higher one, then the grace manifests. Grace always, I've told you this before many times, that grace and self-effort are directly proportional. So the more self-effort you put in, the more grace will come. The more effort you put in towards that, the grace will automatically manifest. Okay. So prasadena guruho. So this is the prasad of the Guru, means it's his grace. These qualifications will pravruddha suyate phalam. Suyate is create. Suyate means, birth. It refers to birth, but it means they will become, the results will come. Because even though the Viveka Vairagya, the qualifications are not of the highest order, so that's why we should continue to serve. I'm not going to talk about service of the Guru, because the whole verse is there, which is going to come, how I can serve the Guru. But I can put in self effort that is in me, so reading, trying to make the mind calm, trying not to get disturbed, trying to do Viveka. And I said Viveka starting is Shreya Prayer Vivek. So when I start with that Shreya Prayer Vivek, what is good for me, what is pleasing for me, when I do that discrimination, all the other Vivekas will start coming in. It is an automatic process. So when I'm constantly doing what is good for me, as opposed to what is always pleasing to my senses, uh, then the mind will start becoming calmer, and we will then do even other Vivek as sadhana sadhya or anshi, as I've told you. On page 46 in my book, I'm not sure what it would be in the new edition, I have just underlined this line. In fact, the distribution of grace is not controlled by the Guru, but depends upon the capacity of the recipient. See, right there, Gurudev says. So it's not the Guru. So we cannot say that the Guru is very partial. There is more grace on that student than on me, because we are not then looking at the self-effort that student has put in. I told you, if a person has made effort to get 48 marks, then 2 marks grace the teacher will give. But a person who has only got 2 marks, 48 marks, so the teacher cannot give. So then the student will say, oh, this teacher is partial to that other student because he passed and I didn't. But how much effort did he put in? So that's very important, that the grace is dependent on us. We must never say that when the grace comes, it'll happen and I'll get liberation. And the grace will never come if we are just sitting down doing nothing. That's for sure, 100%. Okay, then वैराग्यं च मुमुक्षुत्वं तीव्रं यस्य तु विद्यते तस्मिन्नेवार्थवन्तः स्युः फलवन्तशमादयः. Calmness and other practices have their meaning and they bear fruit indeed only in him who has an intense spirit of renunciation and yearning for liberation. The thing is that if I don't want the goal, will I try to make my mind calm? If I don't have that real longing for getting liberated, I'm not even talking of liberation from like the Jivan Mukti, the final kind of liberation, even trying to get out of the ordinary day-to-day sorrows in my life, and by sorrows, I mean the agitations that are coming to my mind. If I'm not trying, if I don't want that, then this calmness and all, they will not have any meaning, because why will they not have meaning? Because I will not put in that much effort for them. because the goal is what is determining the intensity with which I want the goal determines the intensity of the effort that I'm going to put in. And if that intensity is not that great, then the effort that I put in will be okay. They'll also be not that great, because, you know, so this calmness of mind, etc., whatever that Vivek Vairagya that I'm trying to get, I'm not going to be putting in that much effort. That's why it is important that I decide if this is what I want. You know, once, even as in the material world, when I decide I want to be this, I want to be the CEO of the company, or I want to make partner in a firm, or I want to, you know, then I work towards it. I work hard towards it. If I'm not that much interested, I will not. And that is what he's saying, that there are, you know, you decide, the student decides. So it's all, understand that we must not think that, you know, once I have a guru, then guru will take me. That's why Gurudev has made it very clear. I'm not a mule guru. I will not be carrying you. I cannot give you liberation. And that is what he means. I can point the direction, but the work we have to do. See, we don't want to do the work and we want the results. Most of us are like that, you know, just sitting at home, if I can, you know, get everything done. And in spiritual pursuit, that doesn't work. It may work in other fields, but it will not work in spiritual pursuits. Okay. एतयोर्मन्दता यत्र विरक्तत्वमुमुक्षयोः मरौ सलिलवत्तत्र शमादेर्भानमात्रता. Sama, etc., become as ineffectual as the mirage in the desert in him who has a weak detachment and yearning for freedom. So Bhagavan Shankaracharya gives an example, a metaphor. The mirage waters, I'm very, very thirsty, and how good are the mirage waters to me at that point? No matter how thirsty I am, what is the mirage water going to do for me? Nothing. So same way, I don't have that yearning. I don't have that genuine thirst for this knowledge. Then this simply at all, I'm just pretending, oh yeah, I want to be Viveki. I want to be a discriminative person. I want to be a, you know, dispassionate person, but I don't have that much longing for the goal. And that then becomes ineffectual. Then it's not as effective. Okay. So both Bhagwan has said that don't worry if the qualifications are not that intense, they are not that sharp. What is more important is your intensity for the goal. That is more important. So you want it, but you don't have the qualifications that are being told. Okay, fine, but I want that, so I will develop the qualifications. And then when that yearning is there, that mumukshutvam, that burning desire is there, then that student will do whatever it is. See, there is a story. There was a guru, and then his own son wanted to study under him, and there was another student. So both of them came to the guru and they said, we want to study with you. So the guru said, okay, fine. The first task that you have to do is make a table. So they both go, they make, and they come back, and the guru says, no, these are not good. Go again and make another one. Okay, fine. So they go a second time, and the guru says, no, this is not fine, you know, go again. So that way he makes them go 5 or 6 times. After the 5th time or the 6th time, the son comes and he says, you know what, Dad, forget it. I have done the best that I could, and you are not happy, so that's it. I give up, and he goes away. And the other student again does it again. The guru says, no, this is not good. Go do it again. He goes and does it. And the guru says, okay, now you stay and you are going to get the knowledge. So that yearning is so much that no matter how many times the guru tells them to do the same thing, they will keep doing it if you are yearning for that goal. But when that yearning is not that strong, then you might do it for 3-4 times. And what is the same thing guru is telling me? I'm going to leave. This is what is meant here. So the more important thing is to have the importance for the goal. Now, there is only one verse on bhakti, and this is a very unique definition of bhakti by Bhagwan Shankaracharya, who is a jnani. He's on the path of knowledge. Moksha karana samagrayam bhaktireva gariyasi swaswarupanusandhanam bhaktiritya. Among the instruments and conditions necessary for liberation, bhakti alone is supreme. Okay. Now, second line, he defines bhakti. What is bhakti according to him? Because we have seen bhakti in chapter 12, some of us, how that devotion was described. Now, this is Bhagwan Shankaracharya's definition. A constant attempt to live up to one's own real nature is called single-pointed devotion. What did Bhagwan say in chapter Bhagavad Gita? He said the single ananya bhakti to me, he said, right? Because in devotion we have that duality, and so he said the one who has this ananya bhakti towards me is the real devotee. Now let's see here. Among the instruments and conditions necessary for liberation, bhakti alone is supreme. Why bhakti? What is bhakti? Bhakti is of the nature of love. Love may not be bhakti, the kind of love that we have, you know, I love chocolates, that is not bhakti, or I love movies, that is not bhakti. But if I say I'm a bhakta, then of whatever, you know, bhakta of Lord, then love is included in that. So all bhakti is of the nature of love, but love necessarily need not be bhakti. So when he says bhakti is supreme, what he means is love for the goal is supreme. If you don't have love for that goal at all, why are you going to even try for it? Going to try for it. If something that you don't like, do you go after it? No. You don't like movies, do you run to the movie theaters or whatever? So that love becomes very essential. If we have, when that love increases so much, it becomes yearning then, and that's what the devotees do. They have so much yearning to see their Ishta Devata, you know, in form. But here what he's saying is, what is the definition of bhakti is to know your own real nature. So within yourself, so that is jnana, this is knowledge, that this love that I have is for my own self, and that self is not with a small s, which is ego. I love myself, so I'll, you know, not that, knowing that the self is nothing but God. And when Bhagwan, and you might think that, oh, is there a contradiction between what Bhagwan said in Bhagavad Gita and what Bhagwan Shankaracharya is saying? There is absolutely no contradiction, because there when he says Ananya Bhakti towards me, he means as the supreme self over there as well. But for a bhakta in those circumstances, because they want to maintain the duality, okay, you want to maintain duality because you want to serve the Lord and etc., then that's fine. But you must, the Jnani Bhakta in chapter 12 does understand that this idol that I am worshipping is nothing but me within. And that is the definition that Bhagwan Shankaracharya is giving here. So please understand that there is no difference. So when it is defined as living up to our own real nature, it means that what your real nature is not this body, mind, intellect, which is changing constantly, but your real nature is that unchanging substratum, and that is what you are. So love for that is prime, because love for that means what? That I want to realize that self as me, myself, which I have not realized right now. So when I have that extreme love, then I will stay on the path. And that's why he says that bhakti is very important, but this must not be taken as that bhakti in duality. This is the oneness. This bhakti is oneness. Therefore, he defines it as swa swarupa anusandhanam. Swa swarupa, swa my own self, swarupa my real nature. Swarupa is my real nature. Anusandhanam means constant meditation on my real nature. Anusandhanam word, that is meditate. So that is bhakti according to Bhagwan Shankaracharya, not meditating on a form outside. That is what he's saying here. Because then there is duality, and we cannot realize that form is to be myself. No. So that's why Swaswarupa Anusandhanam. That is the definition of Bhagwan Shankaracharya for bhakti. Now, courtesy of approach and questioning. So now that we have got this yearning for this knowledge, and we have tried to develop, even if we are say mand, we are okay. We have got the qualifications, but this thing, the very fact that that you guys are here, like all of us are here, it indicates at least a manda qualification. Because if that manda was not there, we wouldn't have been here. Please understand. So we are already at the manda level. Some of us, of course, I'm sure are at the madhyama level, or maybe even higher. But very safe to conclude that we are at the manda level. So it's better, better we are there, and now we'll go up with this text. So then when this thought becomes definite in the seeker's mind that, yes, I do want to go after this, then he needs to seek a guru. I've already told you before that a guru is very essential, and we'll see more and more about it in this knowledge especially. स्वात्मतत्त्वानुसन्धानं भक्तिरित्यपरे जगुः उक्तसाधनसम्पन्नः तत्त्वजिज्ञासुरात्मनः उपसीदेद् गुरुं प्राज्ञं यस्माद्बन्धविमोक्षणम्. Others say that bhakti means a constant inquiry into the real nature of one's own self. One who has the above mentioned qualifications and is anxious to know the self must, therefore, devotedly serve a teacher well established in knowledge for redeeming himself from bondage. So in the earlier verse, he told us that bhakti is most important for this knowledge. And what is bhakti? Constant meditation on my own real nature, swarupa, my own real nature. So if this is the constant inquiry that I want to do on my real nature, then I need a guru to tell me what my real nature is. That is the point. So therefore, the one who wants to know this must devotedly serve a teacher. See, there is a story that the king of the Asuras, his name is Virochana, and king of the Asuras, the Devas, he's Indra. So Indra and Virochana, both of them had this question: what is my real nature? They had this question. So they said, we have to go to the creator, Brahmaji, and we have to, we'll ask him. So fine. So they both went to Brahmaji. And of course, Brahmaji said, okay, fine, you can stay here for, and serve me. And then we'll talk about it. So 32,000 years, I believe, passed. And then Brahmaji one day said, okay, now you guys are ready. So please come and sit. I'm going to tell you what the self is. And he said, the self is the body. So both of them said, okay, 32 years we spent serving the guru, and now guru has told us in one line. So, okay, bye-bye. So they both go. Now, what happens with Virochana is totally convinced. Guru said, I'm the body. So he goes off to the Asuras and he tells them that, you know what? Self is the body. So eat, drink, and be merry. That is what the Asura is. Asasu ramante iti asura, the one who thinks that he is the body, mind, and intellect, and the one who thinks that this world is meant for my enjoyment and self is the body. So Virochana is happy, he goes away. Now Indra is going in the boat and he starts thinking, the guru said I am the body, but body is what? Body is going to decay, body changes, bodies, and then they said that this Brahman is changeless, the self is changeless. So how can it be? He tells the boatman, no, you turn the boat, something is not right. He goes back. Brahmaji says, okay, stay. Another 32,000 years pass. He serves. Then Brahmaji says, it is the mind. So he says, okay. So he starts going again. The thought comes, wait a minute, what did he mean? Mind? How can it be the mind? Mind is changing and this. No, something is not right. Comes back. He says, Brahmaji, I can't understand this mind being the self. Okay, another 32,000 years. Yes, I will stay because I want to know what the self is. And then finally, Brahmaji instructs him that which is beyond the waking dream and deep sleep states. That is what the self is. And then Indra understands, and Indra then comes back. And then he tells the devas that this body is not it, the mind is not it, because the mind is seeing the dream world. Waking world we are seeing with our senses. With the mind we see the dream. So it is not the dream state, it is not the waking state, it is not the deep sleep state either, but it is that because of which we undergo these three states, because of which we know these three states is what it is. So this to tell us this, we need a guru. We didn't know that before we came into the mission. Of course, now all of you will say, yeah, we know that. We've heard of that. But where did you hear it? In the mission only, or from some guru. So that's why guru is very essential. And the other thing also, because Upanishad, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad says, this knowledge, Atma va are drashtavyam, Shrotavyam, that is what is said. So Atma va are drishta, there the guru is Yajnavalkya Rishi, and the student is his wife herself, Maitreyi. He tells Maitreyi that Atma is the only thing that should be seen, that is worth knowing. This drashtavyam, it's translated as seen, but of course it doesn't mean Atma can be seen by the eyes. So it's known. So he says Atma is the only thing that is worth knowing, and for that shrotavyam, for that listening is essential. So when the word listening comes, that means there has to be two people. Somebody has to be speaking and somebody has to be listening. You read the book, it is not listening. Or you will say, oh, but I can listen to CDs, or what now, pen drives. Now all the books are coming in pen drives, right? But you cannot ask questions to the CD. What doubt if you have, you'll ask the CD or the book. This is doubt I have. What does this mean? That's why the Shravanam word presupposes a live guru there, whom I can ask my doubts, whom I can serve. Can you serve the CD? What will you do? Put it in a gold case and then serve it. Service is extremely, that's why it says devoutedly serves a teacher. So live person has to be there not to serve. How you will serve pen drive or put it in your locker? Safety deposit box, protected. You can't. And the service is required. That's why Brahmaji made them stay for first 32,000 years. The Virochan left, and then another 72,000 years Indra is said to have stayed there. Why? Because this service is what attunes your mind to the Guru's mind. We have heard one word, Acharya Upasanam, in chapter 13. There is a point of being near the Guru physically, because then there is a service at the body level, cooking for the Guru, cleaning his clothes, cleaning his kutia, cooking for him, etc., etc. That fact is there. But more importantly is the mind has to be in tune with the Guru's mind. So where the Guru's mind is, the student's mind also should be there. And that is what is meant by service. So in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says, at the body level, you serve him. That the body level, clean his kutia, make his bed, make his food, fine. That is all fine. At the level of the mind, you must have faith in what the Guru is saying. That is service. Every single word that the Guru says, if you keep thinking, how is that possible? How is that possible? How is that possible? Then you are not going to go anywhere. And at the intellectual level, you need to ask questions, genuine questions, not to find out how much the Guru knows, or not to show other students how much you know. That's not the purpose of the question. The purpose is it's a straightforward doubt that I have, oh Guru. And that is what the live teacher will fulfill, which a CD and a tape and all these other things cannot fulfill. So this service to the Guru, we see in many Upanishads, Prashna Upanishad, because the Upanishadic student had a lot of time, Prashna Upanishad, 6 students go to the Guru and he says, okay, stay for 1 year in the ashram. Then we'll see. If I know the answer, I will give you. This is how even the Guru is so humble. He says, then you can ask me, and if I know, I will tell you. So now the student might have a doubt. What if this Guru doesn't know? Means 1 year I've wasted here. I better go find another Guru. Then no, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. You have to determine that, okay, this guru knows. So all the 6 students stay there for 1 year, they serve him. And the purpose of that service is that attunement. It is not that the guru wants somebody to cook for him, wants somebody to clean his house. It is not like that. We must not mistake it like that. Okay, so that attunement of the mind with another live person, and how again it will come, what exactly are the qualifications of the guru also. It is said that one student went to a guru. I said, what are the qualifications of a student? So the guru told Vivek, Vairagya, etc. And what are the qualifications of the guru? Oh, the disciple must stay with him, serve him. And, that's what the guru said. So he said, I think it's better to be a guru than a disciple. And he went away. Be a guru. Why bother? Why bother? so the point is that it is extremely essential that you have a guru. Now, there was a question whether the guru finds me or I find the guru. When we are ready, just like the bee, when the flower has blossomed, the bee will come and pollinate the flower. The flower doesn't go anywhere. We need not going from ashram to ashram searching for a guru, or this school of thought today, tomorrow that school of thought, tomorrow this Zen meditation, then Korean meditation, then Chinese meditation, then Buddhist meditation. It is not going to work. The example that Gurudev has given is, you want water, you're digging, you need to stay steadfast at one place and dig for water. So today you dig here a little bit, oh, there's no water. Now you go to the another place. Now, oh, there's no water. Then you go to the third, fourth. You'll never find water. You'll never find. So have faith in one guru and stick with him, with one philosophy. What happens is, when you go and listen to these other, unless you're very well established in your own, like in one philosophy, the other philosophies will shake you. So when you are not, fully baked in one philosophy, and now you're hearing other philosophies, these other ones will shake you. They'll create doubts in your mind, because you will not understand the oneness of the teaching. You will think that there is contradiction. Just like I told you, you read chapter 12 and there's a definition of bhakti, and now Bhagavan Shankaracharya is giving a different, oh my God, that is different, this is different. There's nothing, no difference. So that is why it is better to stick. You get established in one, you can go listen to any other thing, you will not see the difference. That is the thing. So here, that's why Bhagavan Shankaracharya says that once I have decided that this is what I want, then I must go look for a guru, and then devoutedly serve him, which will attune my mind to his mind, and then the connection will be there, and this knowledge. Love for the guru is also extremely essential. This knowledge, see, all of the worldly knowledge, it's taken in through the intellect. The higher intellect, the more intelligent you are, the more you will grasp the material knowledge that is required, right? In the spiritual knowledge, what is required more, it is to be taken in through the heart. It is not to be taken in through the intellect, because the intellect is always in cause and effect, logic, and sometimes it will not make logic. So when you have love for the guru, the heart melts in love. What happens in love? Love is it by the intellect that we love somebody? No, by the heart. So the heart becomes soft. When that heart becomes soft, it is very pliable. And when knowledge enters, when the guru speaks, it enters through that soft heart and it gets absorbed in the mind. Because the mind is more important in spiritual knowledge than intelligence. Because intelligence is, yes, you can by heart Bhagavad Gita, memorize, chapter 1 to chapter 18, and not only forwards, backwards also. There are people, they will chant from the 72 verse of chapter 18 to verse 1 of chapter 1. That intelligence, that type of intelligence is not required. I told already, one verse has come where Bhagavan said, the one who has examined the world outside and inside. So the intelligence that we need to have is to know that there is no happiness in the world outside. That intelligence we need, which is a very subtle intellect. Once I have that, once I decide, then I need a guru as well. Now,
Jayaji, I had a question. Gurudev he went from one guru to another guru. And also you see in the Ramayana, and so some of the, like Ram also goes from one guru, and then the guru assigns him, now you should go to the next guru. So does that mean that the guru himself knows his knowledge is limited?
No, no. With Gurudev, I'll tell you, Gurudev went to Swami Shivanand, okay? And the first, he actually went to expose the Swamis. If you knew that, he was a
Yep.
journalist, and he thought these Swamis are all hoaxes. This is how Gurudev's, if you read his journey of a master, he was writing under the name of Mochi in the National Herald. That's how his articles would come. And he told his editor that I want to expose these sadhus, who are looting the people. And of course, there are some of them were like that in Kashi. So he went to the ashram, and when he stayed there, and we really see, this is the advantage of staying with the guru. When he stayed with Swami Shivanand, he realized that there was nothing fake about this Swami. He was a doctor in his previous life, and he was actually helping all the Swamis from there, etc., etc. And he then realized that no, this knowledge is genuine, it is true, and this is what I want. So he quit his job, and he went to the ashram and he stayed there. And Swami Shivanand gave him the sannyas diksha. So the name Chinmaya was given by Swami Shivananda of the Divine Life Society. And therefore the head of the Divine Life Society, Swami Chidananda, is his Guru Bhai. They are brothers. Then, because Swamiji Gurudev showed a great deal of intelligence in this thing, Swami Shivanand himself recommended that you should go to Swami Tapon Maharaj to further your studies. So they were both Advait philosophy. It wasn't like this one was a different philosophy and that one was a different, but Swami Tapon Maharaj was a much more advanced guru. Swami Shivanandji's life, if you read, it is more karma yogi. He was a doctor. He continued to be a doctor. He had his hospital there in the ashram, and that's through karma yoga. He of course, even he was knowledgeable. He and Tapon Maharaj, they used to have discussions on Advait philosophy. Whenever Tapon Maharaj came down, they would sit together and they would have. So they were also very close, but his main focus was Karma Yoga, because Gurudev's was Jnana, knowledge. He said, you go to Tapon Maharaj. And that's why he was sent to Tapon Maharaj. So it's like, saying that, okay, I'm in kindergarten, and the kindergarten teacher only is going to send me to grade 1. That does not mean that I am changing teachers. The teacher is going to say that whatever that I could teach you, I have taught you. You are capable. You need to know further, so you better go there. It's like Gurudev, Swami Dayanand Saraswati. He sent Swami Dayanand Saraswati to Rishikesh for 6 months to learn the Brahma Sutras. Only Brahma Sutras, 6 months, 550 sutras. So it is not like he says, I don't have the time to teach you, because Swami Chinmayananda was busy with the yajnas and this and that. He said, you need to now stay focused. You need to study this. Now you better go to Rishikesh and you study that. So when the Guru himself is sending, it is because the Guru says that the student is capable. He needs to know more. He needs to do more. And with Sri Ram, what to talk? Bhagwan himself. We better not talk about Sri Ram. He himself was Guru, but he was so humble, so humble. He said to Vashish Rishi, please tell me this. Bhagwan Shri Krishna also went to Rishi Sandipani, right? Because once they take this mortal form, then they behave like mortals. So then they have a guru, and that way they leave a role model for us. Like they went to the guru, and if we say that I can do this by way of CD and book, okay, then think again. Think again. Okay, so don't understand Gurudev's going as shifting masters. Okay, clear?
Yeah, I have a question. Like, I am, giving you my own example. I think if your aim is to know, and you know what you want to know, your attention is clear. So even if you go to the different gurus, you will clear the doubts. You won't go out of way. once you know that what you want to learn. Like I study with the, you people, though I don't have much experience with the Sanskrit or Hindi, but with that study, I can learn my own Granth Sahib more clearly, and it means much to me.
Yes, totally agreed. But you have to know that Guru Granth Sahib is no different than Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Language is
you
different.
want to know what you want to know, then even the different places, sometimes your doubts comes clear. If you don't understand from one place, you understand on the other place.
Yeah. But what I said was, when you're going into a different philosophy, so from Advaita, when you go to Dvaita,
yeah,
that is what I said. I didn't say this is same. That's why Swami Swarupananji is doing Eko Onkar. Why is he doing Eko Onkar? Because Eko Onkar, if you listen, Are, that is Bhagavad Gita, that is Bhagavad Gita, that is Bhagavad Gita. So there is no difference. It's your language, and that's how you've been brought up. So if you study the Guru Granth Sahib, it'll make more sense.
More sense to me. Yeah, that's
it makes more sense.
Meaning more clear.
Yeah, agreed. Totally agreed. But this is when I go to some other master who is doing something else, then I can get confused unless I am established in this philosophy perfectly.
But your intuition tells you that you are at the wrong place.
That is up to the student now. That's why those who are fixed, they don't even go to other gurus.
Yeah,
They know this is it. I don't need anything else. The one who keeps going thinks he needs. Why would I go to some other guru, right? Because I think I need. Otherwise I won't. Why will I? Right? Understand?
That is true.
The door, the Jehovah's Witness will come, somebody will come, somebody will come. I said, there is nothing in my Hindu religion that is lacking. Why would I even want to know about your religion? I don't. Why do people, they think there's something lacking. They think there is something not correct because it's misunderstood. The religion part, the philosophy in the religion is misunderstood, and then they think there is something wrong with the religion only. And then they go, doing other things. Okay, clear? Any more questions? We move? Okay. Now, it is the description of the Guru. Shrotriyo vrijino kamaha hatoyo brahma vittamaha brahmanyu parata shanto nirindhanaivanalaha ahetukadaya sindhuhu bandhuranmatam satam. He who is well versed in the scriptures, sinless, unafflicted by desires, a full knower of the Supreme, who has retired into the Supreme, who is as calm as the fire that has burnt up its fuel, who is a boundless ocean of mercy that needs no cause for its expression, and who is an intimate friend of those who have surrendered unto him. This is the description of the type of Guru that is really capable of teaching us. Shrotriya is the first word, well versed in scripture, well versed in the scriptures. Shrotriya is one who has heard. Mundaka Upanishad says Shrotriya Brahmanishta should be the Guru. So Shrotriya is one who has heard it from his Guru. This is how this Guru Shishya Parampara is carrying on, right? So the one who has heard and he has mastered the scriptures. So not just heard. See, in universities when they teach Bhagavad Gita, they're doing it for money, to earn money. So they have heard, and they're just teaching it, and their intention of hearing was not to realize the truth, it was to make a living. So through their intelligence, anybody who has intelligence can understand. So they have understood the Bhagavad Gita, and that is what they're teaching. So that's a different type of a teacher. That also is a teacher, but his goal is not the same. So here, Kshotriya, when it is said, it is that this Guru has studied from his Guru and with the intention of realizing the truth. Not only that, Brahmanya Uparataha means withdrawn into Brahman, means what? He has become one with Brahman. So not only that he has heard, but he has also meditated, he has also practiced, he has also got all those qualifications, and now he is one with Brahman. Kshotriya, avrajino, sinless. What is the greatest sin that we have is identification with the body, mind, and intellect. So when we say sinless, because if it's a guru, we are not even talking about the ordinary sins that we think of, like lying, cheating, killing, stealing, etc. Forget that totally. The greatest sin that we are doing now is identifying with our body, mind, and intellect, and thinking that this is the self. That is what an asura is. The one who thinks that the body is the self is an asura. So even today there are asuras. We shouldn't say that that time only there were asuras and devas. Even today we fall under this. Anyone, the description, the definition of asura is asusu ramante iti asura. So if you are reveling in your pranas, pranas means what? With the body. Like if this body dies, that means I am dead. All these kind of thoughts when you have, that becomes asura. So sinless here means there is absolutely no body, mind, intellect identification. That's why he's Brahmanya Uparata. That's because this identification has been cut off, he has become one with Brahman. Kama hata is to kill. So kama is desire. All the desires from his mind have been extinguished. Prajahati yada kaman, chapter 2, Bhagavan says, the characteristic of a sthita prajna, a man of realization, is one in whose mind there is absolutely no desire. Desire arises only because of identification with the body. Otherwise, desire cannot arise. There has to be desire, identification with the body, with the mind, or the intellect. That's where desire arises. So there is body should be maintained, desire, mind, people should be good to me, people should love me, otherwise mind gets hurt. Intellect, people should think I'm intelligent. So all the desires are coming from this identification alone. So know that if you have a desire, somewhere there is identification, somewhere. So that's why when he becomes sinless, means when he becomes disidentified with the body, mind, and intellect, there is no question of him having any desires in his mind. His mind he's transcended the mind. He has transcended the pranas, right? So desire is at the level of the mind. So once you transcend the mind, there cannot be any desire. Brahma Vittama, he is well versed, he knows the scriptures. Shantaha, Brahmanya Uparata, withdrawn. Shanta, very quiet. It's the desires that agitate our mind. If we had no desires, there would be no agitation in our mind. Think about it. Whatever that desire may be, desire to live is what is creating agitation of COVID in my mind, right? Because if I didn't have any desire to live, then why should I be afraid of COVID or anything else for that matter? But it is only desire that causes agitation. So if there is agitation in the mind, know that there is some desire that is lurking. If there is the desire in the mind, know that there is some identification with something, and that is what it is. Nirindhana Ivanala, Nirindhana, without fuel. You know how a fire, it burns, and then it actually, even that last wood, it burns the wood and then it quietens itself down. Because the fuel is gone. The wood is all burnt and then the fire just calms down. So because this desires are all burnt, so he becomes calm, because desire is what is causing agitation. If there is no desire, how come there will be agitation? There cannot be agitation. Ahetuka daya sindhu. This ahetuka word, it's ahetu means purpose. Ahetu means there is no purpose. Means he is a daya sindhu. Daya, compassion. Sindhu, ocean. He's an ocean of compassion. Why is he an ocean of compassion? No purpose. Just because. You know how children, sometimes you ask them a question, they say, because. Are because what? No, because. What is further? No, they don't say. Like that, this guru is an ocean of compassion. Why? Because. The reason that see, we are also sometimes ocean of compassion when it comes to our own children, my grandchildren, my family, then ocean, somebody else, then no compassion, right? But the guru, because he has become one with Brahman, why does one become ahit without purpose? Is that he looks at this whole world as his own reflection. So will he not have compassion for his own reflection? Will he have competition with the reflection? Will he have fight with his own reflection? Because he's looking at, see, when we look at the world, it's other people versus me. I am looking at you, you are somebody else, and I'm somebody else. I'm different. Whereas the master, the spiritual master who has become one with Brahman, he looks at the world and the world is only a reflection of him himself. So that's why without any purpose, ahetuka daya sindhuhu, bandhu ran matam satam, bandhuhu ran matam satam, intimate friend of those who have surrendered to him. So who has surrendered to him is the disciple. He becomes a friend. If we see in Bhagavad Gita also, many times Bhagavan Shri Krishna calls Arjun, hey Sakha, my friend, you're my friend, you're my devotee. But Arjun had first surrendered. Of course, Bhagavan had always treated him as a friend from before. They knew each other very well. So here he becomes a friend. We saw in chapter 12, friendly, Maitra Karuna Evacha. Characteristic of the devotee, Adveshta Sarva Bhutanam, Maitra Karuna Evacha. So Maitra, friendly to all. This is what it is. So this Guru also, he is a Bhakta also, he's a Jnani Bhakta. He has recognized his own self to be, he has the Swaswarupa Anusandhanam he has done, Swaswarupa. Definition given by Bhagavan Shankaracharya here. His own real nature he has recognized, he is established in that, because of which he becomes an ocean of compassion for no reason, because he doesn't see any differences. And then he becomes friendly to all because he doesn't see them as somebody else. He just sees them as his own. He becomes Shanta, very, very peaceful, very, very quiet, just like the fuel has the fire, the fuel is finished. What is the fuel? Desire, which is igniting the fire. So that all that fuel is finished. There is no desire, there is no agitation. And all this has happened because of Shrotriya. He has listened to the Guru.
Can I just ask a quick question?
Yeah.
Can we actually live in real world without desires?
Yes. Yes, we can. Because when we say without desire, we are not talking of need. Okay, so need is completely out. So if I'm hungry, that is not a desire to eat. That is not a desire. It is a need to sustain the body. So those type of things are out of the question. Now, if I am content, then I will see desire is, like Gurudev would put it, ego and egocentric desires is what we need to avoid. Okay, so we can live without desires. When I say that is possible, we can, if that desire is not causing an additional vasana in my mind, I am as good as I'm living without desires. So there is a thought in my mind, okay? And I have already eliminated all the need part of it, so forget that. There is a thought in my mind which can be counted as desire, but if that desire is not agitating me in any way whatsoever. So what would be the state of my mind is, okay, I have this desire. If it is fulfilled, fine. If it is not fulfilled, fine. I can live like that. And that is what is required. Not that I have no desire to see a movie, I have no desire to see anybody, I have no desire to phone anybody, I have no desire for clothes. That is not the kind of desire, the type of desires that we are talking about. Any desire which causes agitation in your mind, that is the desire that needs to be avoided. And that desire, that agitation-less desire living is definitely possible. The more you will get established in this knowledge, the less agitations there will be. There will be desires, but the agitation part of it will not be there. I've told you, when I was 18, if I didn't see a movie on Saturday, which was released on Friday, I thought my life was not worth living. That is desire. That can be avoided. I don't have that anymore. That's why I know that it can be lived. I know. I can say with conviction. So the thing is agitation. Is it agitating you? Is that desire agitating you in any way? If it is, then it's creating a vasana for you, and that means you're not established in the knowledge as firmly established. Okay, any other questions? Yes.
I'm just trying to, really in practical terms, I'm trying to understand, as a seeker, how would a seeker know the Guru? I understand when you said there's Sotriyam and Brahmanishta, but how does a seeker know?
Yeah.
Is he such a Guru?
Yeah, good question. The seeker, see, from the seeker's point of view, the one in whose presence your senses calm down. That is the trick. From the see somebody who who creates all this kind of agitation, excitement in you cannot be a spiritual guru. Cannot be a spiritual guru. If it is a spiritual guru, really, you in his presence you'll, because he will be so calm, in his presence you will also calm down. So if you know that your senses are just calming down, then you know. Do you have the text Narad Bhakti Sutra, Gurudev's?
No, I don't.
In my copy, page 72 has the answer to this question. So anyone who has Narad Bhakti Sutra, but if mine is a very old one, so page 72, so check it out. Gurudev has answered that, because that's the question that came. How do I know that this is my Guru? So he says that the one in whose presence your senses calm down, that is your Guru. And Guru word must not be used lightly. Huh? So I am nobody's Guru, please. I am not at that stage. I'm only a teacher, ordinary. So please understand. Yeah. Om swasti prajabhyav paripalayantam nyayena margena mahim mahishaha go brahmanebhya shubhamastu nityam loka samasta sukhino bhavantu kale varshatu parjanyaha prithvi sasya shalini desho yam shobharayita brahmana santu nirbhayaha. Om sarvesham swasti bhavatu sarvesham shantir bhavatu sarvesham purnam bhavatu sarvesham mangalam bhavatu सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. ओम असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय. ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. हरिः ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. Harihi Om.